Hey, how's it going? I'm Tony Alarcon. I'm a primary therapist here at Evolutions Treatment Center. This is Megan Morrison,
How are you?
music therapist, colleague and friend, fellow musician. Today, I wanted to talk about the interconnections and the synergy between music, meditation, spirituality, and just the way those three things, they can come together to form certain moments that you're not really going to find just through therapy. I mean, it's kind of like the way, if you've ever watched like movies, I mean, they give Oscars for soundtracks for people that handle that part of it. The music is basically to heighten the emotional response of the viewer. Now, when you're doing anything therapeutic, or even working out, I mean, how many of us don't get a little more motivated, maybe listening to Eye of the Tiger from Rocky when you're trying to get in shape, because there's just something about it that drives you. There's something about the groove, the vibe, that it just gets more in tune with what your objective is. So then with when it comes to therapy, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to gratitude, when it comes to identifying the emotions that are going on within us, sure, sometimes if we're thinking about an emotion, it's going to perpetuate perhaps a look on our face, perhaps some sort of a feeling that's going to overtake us. But music can enhance it and can actually push it in different directions. Just even the echoes of a minor chord versus a major chord can turn resentment into gratitude just in the local color of how you're seeing it and how you're feeling it. So when we're going through these deep thoughts and we're thinking about what has happened to us in our lives, where we are in our lives, sometimes just a subtle sound, a subtle timbre, a particular note can strike a chord inside of our souls and inside of our emotions and inside of our minds that can open the floodgates to whatever it was that we were thinking. Perhaps we were thinking about our kids. Perhaps we were being grateful for a time that we overcame near-death experiences. Perhaps we're thinking about a higher power. There's something about the involvement of music that tickles the senses in such a way that all of a sudden the experience becomes so much more involved. All of a sudden there's a whole nother layer. All of a sudden the sound has a color, it has a vibration, it has a groove, it has something, and it just makes it a completely different experience than silence. And don't get me wrong, silence does have its place, especially in intense therapy. But when you can mix the mediums, you really get the best out of both worlds. Because when you have sound and you have a sonic component or a musical component to therapy, believe it or not, it makes the silence that much more precious. It makes the silence golden. All of a sudden, that feeling that you might be cruising through and surfing through in your mind, once the silence hits, those next few words are that much more powerful, that much more pronounced, that much deeper. I don't know how you feel about the subject. Maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, meditation is so crucial in recovery, and it helped me a lot in my own recovery. Sometimes it's really hard to just meditate in silence, especially if you're new in recovery and we have these racing thoughts. And when there's a music in with the meditation, it does take it to a different level, and because we do, like Tony was saying, with music in movies and in TV shows and soundtracks, we do connect on another level when there is that music. I know for me, I started going to a meditation AA meeting partway through my recovery, and there was this woman's voice. It was a guided meditation, and then this woman was singing in the background, and something just clicked in my brain and the floodgates opened, and I was, because of this music and the guided meditation that I was going through in my mind, it just released a lot of stuff that I was holding on to, and the floodgates opened and I couldn't stop crying. And after that meeting, I really felt like something else had opened up in me, like I had reached a new part in my sobriety. And I think it's really important to expose clients to that early on, because sobriety and recovery is about making a deeper connection with ourselves and others around us, and what better way to do that than with music and to get grounded with yourself, and the two go together. I mean, it takes it to a different level. That's what I think.
Yeah, plus I noticed something, in fact, I just did a meditation group with music where I was playing guitar yesterday. It was a men's group, and it was fantastic, because even though I was really there with the purpose of kind of like guiding the musical aspect of it, but you can't help but be in your mind, even when you're playing. You can't help but be in your mind, because there's this connection between the notes and your emotions and what's being said and what we're being told to process. And just while it was all happening, I couldn't help but embrace adversity. In my mind, when we were thinking about meditating about gratitude and stuff, I couldn't help but be really grateful for adversity and for the bumps in the road and for things that I had felt in my life that had gone terribly wrong, that turned out to be like the stepping stone for all the things that would go terribly right from that moment on. And the music allowed me to see that, whereas I feel had I been thinking about simply those moments without the music, it wouldn't have been such a smooth transition into actually embracing the adversity as a positive factor. But with the music playing within it, I couldn't even start at the negative point. It's almost like just thinking about the resentments or thinking about that obstacle, it was immediately something that I was grateful for, right off rip, because I don't know, I guess the music brought the gratitude in almost like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just, I guess it already had me like in a positive mood. So kind of like anything that would even enter my spectrum of thought had to be cloaked in positivity. It wasn't allowed to come in as adversity. So it was just a really grateful vibe that I was having, and it's funny because I was trying to think of things that perhaps had gone wrong, and I was even trying to consider, even in the effort to embrace the adversity, there was no move to embrace, because it felt like it already came in an embrace. It already came in a positive light. It's a very interesting function.
Yeah, and to look at it, as from a performer's side, when I am performing on stage and I am singing, that is a form of meditation. And I am completely in the moment, in my mind. I am not thinking about what I said yesterday, what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. I am not thinking about any of that. I am in the moment. And for a performer, that's a different kind of meditation.
Yeah, 100%. I think I would recommend to everybody, if and when given the chance, certainly try to incorporate sounds and music and art into your therapy, into your meditation, just to add different components, catch it from a different angle. We all feel different, even locations, even it's like, yes, okay, it's kind of like Dr. Seuss, right? Can you do it on a plane? Can you do it on a train? Can you do it in that meditation? It really made me think, well, wow, what if we were to take this and do it outside? The vibe would be completely different. Do it on the grass, the vibe would be completely different. Try it in the water, in the ocean, the vibe would be completely different. Any little factor, any little component that you add or take away, you feel it. The thought process has some sort of a different timbre. It might be the same note, it might be the same word, but the voicing is different.
I have to agree. Yeah, and for clients, it's such an easy thing to do, to go into YouTube after when you're out of treatment. There are millions of meditation videos with music, and you can look that up and search that on YouTube, and anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hour long meditation. So it's something very easily found and that anyone can access.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess what we're basically saying is pretty much anything you're doing to better yourself or to quell your fears or to remedy or to cope with any of the stressors or the adversities that you may be going through, chances are it'll be better with music. So go ahead and incorporate